Thankfulness, gratitude, appreciation is powerful stuff. And even though it may sound fluffy bunny and wishy-washy to some people in the magical community, it is actually a very powerful energy to be in magically, and just to feel good and happy and content with your life. And in this video, I want to share with you 3 ways that you can bring gratitude and thankfulness into your life and into your work on a daily basis to help your magic and to feel good at the same time. Hi, I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com, and if you're new to the channel and you're walking the Wiccan path, the Witchcraft path, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss anything. This video is about gratitude, thankfulness, and appreciation, and being in the vibe of it to basically feel good and bring into your life what it is that you're wanting to bring to create the life that you want to create and feel more empowered doing it. Gratitude is something you probably hear a lot about these days. It is something that the New Age community are running with, the motivational community are running with, self-development community is running with. They're running with it because it actually works. It's actually really, really useful and beneficial to not only how we feel, but also what we're wanting to bring into our life. Because the energy of gratitude actually raises our energetic signature and helps our vibration lift, so that we're not constantly in a state of looking at what we don't have and feeling sorry for ourselves about it, but actually putting ourselves in a state where we realize that, hey, we are magical beings and we can create the life we want to create, and that may take time to do, but we can do it. And we start by appreciating what we've already been able to bring into our lives, whether it's we've done it deliberately through magic or whether we've done it unconsciously simply by our choices. So the 3 things I wanted to share with you today. The first one is offerings. So when you're working with deities, working with spirits, giving them offerings is really important because it is showing your gratitude and thankfulness for their help. As you would for anyone that is helping you, you offer gratitude, and working with the spirits isn't any different. So although most spirits don't need our physical offerings, they don't need tea, they don't need coffee, they don't need biscuits, cakes, chocolate, whiskey, rum, whatever it is that you're offering so much, it's actually the thought behind it, it's the gratitude and thankfulness behind it. So it's important to offer that as a way of helping you feel more grateful, and to help you feel like you are building a rapport with the spirits that you're working with. A lot of people tend to go into this notion that they're using a deity, or that they are calling, dial a deity. We're working with deities like you would vending machines. And that's quite disrespectful. And I know that I have fallen into that myself, especially when we're doing spell work. It's like, well, who can I use to work with this? Rather than, well, who could I work with to do this spell? And then build a rapport with that spirit in some way, maybe before you actually do the spell with them. So that you're building a friendly relationship with them, and you'll have more success at being able to engage with them and get their help. And doing that on a daily basis, especially with local spirits where you live, is really important, because there's often times when you're going to want the help from the local spirits around you to help protect your property or to help you with things that might be going on locally. So if you're offering just tea, coffee, milk, even water. Here I use my cup, and I use water a lot as an offering. I live in Australia. We're currently in a really severe drought at the moment. Water is very precious to us. And maybe if you're living in a country where water is always plentiful, you may think, well, water's nothing, how's that an offering? It is actually, when you live in a place where there's a lot of drought, and we have to have water restrictions because the dams are dropping, and sometimes they'll get as low as 20%. Water is actually a very precious thing. So offering water to spirits, especially local spirits, by just pouring it onto the ground, offering it to the deities, is is actually it's a worthy offering. So offerings every day. So you can either leave the offering out for the spirits, or you can pour the offering onto the ground if you're doing it outside to the local spirits or you're working outside. So the second way of bringing gratitude into your life to not only uplift your mood, but also to help with your magic, is to have a gratitude journal. I have here an example of my gratitude journal. I just sometimes put stick pictures in there. Sometimes I might do some drawings depending on my mood and what I'm up to. Sometimes I will dot point things that I'm grateful for that day. Other times I will just write words that symbolize what it is that I am grateful for that day. Try to make at least 5 things that you can find that you're grateful for that's actually happening in your life in the moment. And they can be really simple things. It could just be simply that cup of coffee in the morning. It could be having the way that the sunlight is shadowing through the trees. Really simple things to really big things. It's important to do it every day so that you realize that every day there is actually good stuff happening and you are actually bringing some good stuff into your life. And especially on those down days. You know, those days when you're just feeling like the world is against you and maybe someone's cursed you because all of this stuff's happening. And gratitude journal can help you lift out of that low vibrational energy and remind you that there are things in your life that are worthy of celebrating. And just because things are feeling down doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go all the way down with it. Our emotional state is really important for our magic. And if you're doing magic for something that you're wanting to bring into your life, it's important to have that higher emotional energy around it. So being grateful for the things that you have in your life is an important part of being a Wiccan. It's an important part of being a witch. The third way is where you can feel gratitude and use your imagination to feel gratitude for the things you haven't manifested yet, that you haven't even maybe enchanted for yet with magic, that you're wanting to bring into your life. And this is really powerful to deal with the lust for result. So if you have done magic for something and you're finding yourself lusting for the result, so you're finding yourself wondering, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Is it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Get into your gratitude journal and write down some points to be grateful for, even though you haven't got it yet. Because that will put you in the vibrational zone to open up to receive what it is that you're wanting and allow some of the magic to be able to move somewhere emotionally to bring the results of what it is that you're wanting. Because we know that the lust for the result can get in the way of the magic working, and the gratitude puts you into an emotional state where you already feel emotionally what it would feel like to already have the results, and that takes you out of the lust for result. So it's a very important part of the process to use that gratitude before you actually receive it. And this is something that I've come across in magical people who ceremonial magic work this way. I've come across this also in the law of attraction community, and it does seem to work for them. I've tried it, and it certainly helps with the mindset, and doing it regularly is really the key, because I've tried it sometimes and not regularly and I've still been stuck, and I've tried it regularly and then I start to see results of that, especially if you're doing magic for something that's a long-term project. So for example, I am doing magic at the moment because I'm wanting to build my business, okay, which is a long-term thing. Businesses don't build overnight. And so because of the impatience of wanting things to happen straight away and wanting to build a community ASAP, lust for result is a big thing, right? So being grateful for the community that I have, being grateful for everything that is flowing now, and also being grateful for the vision that I have of how I want things to be at the same time helps not only lift my vibration and make me feel better about what I'm doing, it actually helps me be more creative, and it helps inspire me to do different things and to try different things as well, and, you know, build it over time. So it's a very, very helpful tool to have in your toolkit. So today we talked about offerings as a form of gratitude to the spirits that you're working with, a gratitude journal for being grateful for the things you have already, and also then a list of things that you're grateful for that you want that you haven't got yet, so that it gets you out of that lust for result and looking at what you don't have and focusing on what it is that you're wanting and getting out of that negative lack sort of mindset. Let me know in the comments field how you go with all of that, because it's good to try these things and then compare them to not trying these things and seeing if there is a difference and what works for you better than maybe some things will work for you better than for other people, and just experimenting with this. Let me know in the comments field. If you like the video, hit the like button. Also share it with your friends. And if you're wanting to know more about how to start your witchcraft practice or spell casting checklists, I have some freebies in the description field below this video that you can take a look at and watch or download some PDFs to help you with your Wiccan path and your witchcraft path. So blessed be everyone. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to my subscribers who slowly it's increasing. And yeah, thank you for supporting the channel. Blessed be everyone. I'll see you on the next video.